What up, Dokkanners? Global got a big data download last night, so let's talk about everything that is coming up next on the global side of the game. I know the 7-year anniversary is kind of a big deal right now for JP, but global, don't worry, we will have our moment. But until then, we've got some pretty hype stuff to deal with, man. The only problem is the manner in which they're rolling it out, because I think a lot of us can agree it's kind of a bittersweet situation here, given that we are getting tech androids coming up next for the global side, because this celebration is really good in terms of stones, as well as the units that you can get, and the EZAs. This is a really good campaign. It's just so unfortunate that we are all still bleeding from the New Year's stuff, that it's going to be a little bit tough. But nevertheless, let's jump in and take a look at all of the information here. Big shout out to my boy Proton over on Twitter. Give him a follow. Check him out. Really, really nice organization of the assets here. New promo video. We got Tech, Future Androids 17 and 18. Int, Dr. Zero, and Android 19. This unit, don't sleep on this one. This is an insanely good unit. AGL LR Androids, free-to-play LR EZA. We've got the Super 17 EZA coming back for sub-EZAs. That's right, we got Super 17 and Hellfighter 17. And not Super 17, I meant AGL, regular Android 17. But they are all going to be getting their awakenings from the Super 17 EZA. Super Battle Road Stage 51, and a new ticket, as well as Fusion's Awakenings and Extreme Z Battle, new Treasure Peton Battle. It says Fusion Awakenings. Is that referring to the second batch of the Fusion units, or is it just the first batch? I believe in the assets here, I'm only seeing the first batch of Fusion units. That doesn't mean we're not going to get the second batch, but for right now, we are getting the first wave of Fusion EZAs. There are more, but they first have to get Awakenings and then EZAs, but that'll be happening later on down the road. So, let's take a look at all of this. Let's start with, actually, something that's already been in the news for a little while. Super Battle Road Stage 51. So what is going on now on Global, folks, is that we are no longer going to be having the 10-stage DLC rollout format that we used to have. Which, to be honest, as somebody who is, you know, pretty decent at Super Battle Road, minus the dumb things that I do on stream, it's pretty fun to know that we've got a big chunk of content coming in. The problem with that, the drawback obviously, is the patience, the waiting, right? Having to wait for 10 stages once every year, maybe twice a year, every 6 months, it's kind of annoying to have to wait. So to kind of fix that, what they're doing now is instead of giving us 10 chunks of Super Battle Road, they're giving it to us one at a time. Roughly, I would say, what is it, once a month so far? I mean, it kind of makes sense given that the delta between Global and JP is 5 here. That would amount to about 5 months, which kind of makes sense, right? So about once a month, we'll be getting a new Super Battle Road stage. Let me know in the comments if you guys like this format or you dislike it. I feel like those of you who are going to like it are going to be the newer players because you guys are trying to catch up. You guys might be overwhelmed with the sheer volume of content that there already is. That is probably going to be a little bit less stressful to know that only one new stage is popping up that you can't do at the moment, right? I feel like those of us who are veteran players, who are whales, hardcore, you're probably like, oh, come on, now I got to do one at a time and just wait? Yeah, kind of. But the first stage is going to be Planet Namek Saga. I'm not going to go into a whole breakdown about this, but I will say Planet Namek Saga is kind of a pesky category if you have not been around recently. Hopefully you guys have all been around for the 350 million download celebration. If you did, you're probably good to go for this. Also, the Ginyu Force EZAs, I don't believe are accessible right now. So if you didn't get the Ginyu Force EZAs during the 350 million download celebration, I don't think you can actually work on them. So when this Planet Namek Saga category Super Battle Road comes out, I think people might be out of luck. I'm not sure. I don't believe this is available at the moment. So yeah, if you guys are late starters after the 350 million, let me know in the comments if you guys at least have your Ginyu Force teams ready, because that might be the extent of your free-to-play Planet Namek Saga representation. Anyway, that is the new category. That is the new deal. Super Battle Road and Extreme Super Battle Road will now permanently be available. They will no longer be restricted to weekends. They will be available all the time. So rejoice! More content all the time. Up next, let's take a look at the campaign for the tech androids. We have the Dokkan Festival banner here, androids 1718 and the 19 Dr. Zero. I've already talked about them before. These two units are busted. They're definitely must-haves. I'm not going to say must-summons because, again, we're all kind of reeling. Also, Super Vegeta and Broly. This is the first instance of them coming back, or the Super Vegeta anyway. This will not be happening on global. They will be changing the featured list here a little bit, at the very least these first two. What I kind of feel like is going to happen is they're probably going to rotate and kind of mess with the featured lineups on the remaining 3 banners. We've got, of course, the Trunks banner that was expected to come out next, and then we've also got the Kid Buu and the Super Saiyan 3 Goku banners. So what they could do is either switch the Super Vegeta and the Broly with these units, or perhaps dip into the next banner celebration and get some of those features over instead. Because Super Vegeta just happened on global, they're not going to bring him back on the next campaign. That wouldn't make any sense. So this is the Dokkan Festival banner for the TEQ androids. And let's see what's going on the rest of the campaign. We've got the new event. We've got the support memory. We've got reopening of old events. Super Battle Road being permanent. New Clash. LR EZA. So the LR androids, the final friend summon LR that has yet to receive an EZA, is getting one. A much needed one. So if you guys have not summoned on your friend banners, if you've got a ton of points that have just been sitting around, not really being used, kind of talking to myself here, summon on the banner, try to get your hands on this android unit. Starts off as an SR. I gotta say, folks, when it comes to Dokkaning responsibly, there's always a fine line that needs to be drawn depending on who you are as a player. If you're somebody who just doesn't like the sheer grind of doing all of the stuff that you have to do to get these units awakened, I can understand not wanting to do it. So don't feel ashamed to admit when you just don't want to put in the time to do some of these runs, because that's why you Dokkan responsibly year-round, so that for instances like this, you could maybe take a backseat and use some Kais instead of farming out an SA5 LR, because the amount of things you're going to have to do for this is going to be a little bit annoying if you're starting out. You got to farm out 3 of these medals each to get the SR to the SSR. Then, from the SSR, you got to get it to another SSR by going, actually a TUR, by getting 7 of these medals. So then you will go to the next level, which is the 120, and then you have to get 77 of each of these medals. That is a lot of work. So if you do not want to do that, I don't blame you. But anyway, let's take a look at the LR EZA stats. All types key +4, 80%. Raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes Colossal, lowers attack and defense. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes Mega Colossal, lowers attack and defense. Okay. Attack and defense +78 when performing super attack. So automatically, slot 2 unit, can't be slot 1. Extreme class allies key +3, key +4, defense +50, plus an additional key +3 attack +78%, and launches an additional attack which has a medium chance of becoming a super when attacking superclass enemies. Superclass enemies defense -78%. This one's kind of a wasted passive. It's still effective, but not nearly as effective as it looks. So all in all, this is not the most overly ridiculously overpowered unit. So also keep that in mind when factoring in the time and the effort, the cost of trying to get this unit farmed up free to play. If you don't want to do it, I don't blame you. I am probably going to be taking my own advice in this particular situation. I'm going to reap the benefits of my responsible Dokkaning and just use some Kais that I have earned from my other endeavors. So that is the LR EZA, and since we are getting a campaign with it, we are getting stones and rewards. So make sure you guys farm them out, get them leveled up. Coming up next, we've got the Super 17 EZA. So this event is coming back, but that doesn't mean that this unit's EZA is now getting a second EZA. No. This is for the sub-EZAs regarding the Android 17 and the Hellfighter 17. Both of these units are really good, folks. They are really, really something. Let me actually pull up their stats. Let's go to androids here. Also, I do want to point out, somebody commented in one of my videos, and I never checked it. Somebody said that you can farm out the free-to-play Android 1718. I don't actually think that can work, because the regular SR Android 1718 free-to-play is this one. And then the Dokkan Festival, I think they're future, yeah. So you actually cannot farm out this unit's super attack for free, unfortunately. But it was a good guess. So shout out to you know who you are, who thought that maybe you could do this. Now, for the other androids, let me pull up Android 17 and Hellfighter right here. These two units with their EZAs are really good for target Goku and androids. So all types, key +2 attack and defense +25. You run this alongside the other 17. They link, first of all, very well together. Secondly, they both do all types, key +2 attack and defense +25. And then they both can throw on the stats like crazy. One gets defense +170, one gets offense +170. These two together are really good. They also raise attack and defense temporarily. They have a medium chance to stun. This one goes after the target defense. Running them together on a rotation is really nice. You put this on a target Goku team, along with that Super 17 and perhaps even the LR Tech Super 17, that's a busted team. Androids is just, it's about to become like a meta category after this celebration. Not even having to summon. You can just do all of the EZAs and you're going to be in good shape. So that's, I think that's it for the first part on the campaign list. But given that we also have part 2 on the horizon, which means LR, Future Gohan, that also means the Future Gohan EZA, all of that stuff will be given to us later on down the road. We don't have the assets for those yet. But we do have the Fusion stuff. So the Fusion's EZA will be taking place a little bit after the Android's release, not at the same time. And when we go into this, you are going to be needing the crossover category to have a better shot at beating this event. So if you guys were around for the Dragon Ball Heroes celebration back in November, December, you're in good shape. If you don't have those units, might be a little bit tricky, but there are still some crossover units that you can run that don't have to be Dragon Ball Heroes. There are units like the Goku Arale, for example. You could also run the Masked Saiyan if you have that. It's going to be a little bit tougher, but there are other options other than the Dragon Ball Heroes units that are from that exclusive celebration. So looking at this, we are going to be getting the first 4 EZAs. That's Karoli, Barlot, Pandel, and Bullpan. These 4 are getting their EZAs, but the other fusion units will be getting theirs eventually, because we have other fusion category units that first need to get their TURs, then they'll get their EZAs. So scrolling down here, we start off with the Pandel, then we got Bullpan, then Barlot, and then Karoli. Let's actually take a look at what they do. Yeah, let me pull these up. I've already gone over this in the past, but I'll just quickly run through them again. So let's look at Pandel first. Pandel with her EZA, 100% int sub lead, or lead. Supreme damage lowers attack and defense. All allies attack and defense plus 30. Gains more per fusion category ally on the team in terms of dodging. And a pretty solid base stats, so there you go. That's a solid support for fusion. Then we have the Karoli. This one I'm really excited for. Cause supreme damage with a high chance to stun the enemy. Attack and defense plus 260%. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack. Attack plus 59 when the target enemy is stunned. This is a pretty stacked combination right here. High chance to stun, 260, and then probably launching an additional super attack, thereby giving you even more attack. So if you want to go for critical on this one, I don't blame you at all. Up next, we've got the Barlot unit, which is Goku and Kakarot. Goku and Kakarot. This is Bardock and Kakarot. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, cause supreme. This one is all about nuking. Attack and defense plus 30 per key sphere obtained, plus an additional attack and defense plus 30 with 3 or more key spheres obtained. High chance of launching an additional super with 5 or more key spheres obtained, plus an additional attack and defense plus 30 with 7 or more key spheres obtained, and critical hit plus 15%. So this unit is just raring to go, launching a very lethal blast with over 7 key spheres. So that is the key for this unit, and it's definitely going to be fun to run. Lastly, we got Bullpan. Bullpan is another support, but more in the ways of key. So Pandel gives us stats, Bullpan gives us key for all types of support. Attack plus 150, additional attack and defense plus 30 with each fusion attacking in the same turn. Attacks effective against all types, high chance of guarding all attacks. Temporarily stacks. So those are the other EZAs that we're getting. If you guys are worried about spending on this campaign, that is understandable. Just keep in mind that if you ultimately decide to not spend, there is a lot of other content for you to be working on and a lot of other stones, which we will go over in another video. So don't worry, this will still be a fun celebration. It may not be the most rewarding in terms of your summons. That's about it. But that's going to wrap up this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments, what are you looking forward to about this campaign, or are you dreading it altogether? Dread it, run from it. Dragonstones will still disappear in the end. So let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future, and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again, stay tuned, and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.